All right, we're back. Today, we're going to be looking at Mullen. Mullen is pulling up on the 30 minute, and we're going to start seeing some push here. So I'm liking Mullen. I think there's great risk to reward, so that's what we're going to roll with today. Let's take a look at the market. Buy is up. Same with the Qs. VIX kind of holding that rejection that it had that rejection there. It's kind of holding. Fads is still down. That means the market is bullish. USO is trying to break out here. I'm liking it. We got about 4 minutes to the bell. So we're going to wait just a few seconds. I have my tea here. And analyze Mullen. See if this is what we're going to be trading today. See if I'm right about that. Just from the way it's kind of moving within these next few minutes here. Got a big seller at 166. I think that's going to get bought up at the open, and we'll see a nice move. Maybe to $2. So we got a great opportunity for risk to reward right now. So I wanna act quick on it if that seller gets bought up. I'm buying it. I'm in. We're waiting for the market open play. Got about a minute and a half till market open. Thirty seconds. Ten seconds here. Got a pretty good place right now. Bunch of buyers right there at 163. Once again, this is the 1 minute chart. We're looking at the 1 minute chart here on Mullen. Here's the 5 minute. Here's a 30 minute chart. And here's the 4 hour chart. Watching Mullen. I'm already in at 166. I don't think this dip is going to last too long. That's why I tried to get in really early in case it just started to go. They've got plenty of time right now, so we're sitting pretty. Yeah, with that decreasing sell volume there, that's really good because buyers are going to see that. Unless this candle, has increasing volume and it turns into a red candle, that's going to be a different story. But if this candle closes green here, I think that's going to be great news. We got about 30 seconds for the candle to close. Yep, increasing volume right now. See if it turns green. We got about 10 seconds. And it was green. That's good. That's great. So the overall plan is there's a moving average on the 30-minute chart here. It's my 625 period. So every 625 of these bars, this is the average of it. Is 200 and or it's $2 and around 250, right? I definitely think it's gonna hit that. So I'm basically riding the headwinds right now, and I'm only looking to capture a piece of that move. I don't want to capture the whole thing because it's not guaranteed. I'm thinking that there's headwinds. It's definitely going to be moving up to there. So it's a good bullish case. So I want to capture a piece. It's going to be good probability that it's going to be heading up there. So I want in, and I'm looking to, be in as long as I can today, which is going to be until 9 o'clock, which is about 25 minutes from now. So it's holding strong right now, 160, 161 around there. A lot of buyers there. Big buy right there. 212,000 shares at 159. Let's see how that works. It looks like it's a real order. Sometimes, people place fake orders to sway the market, but it looks like it's a real order because it's actually getting filled. A lot of orders there, so that's good. We're getting close to my stop loss, but if I get stopped out, I'm gonna re-enter. I'm watching. See if it hits over 5%. Okay, that's 5% there. I'm gonna go ahead and get out there. Out for a loss, but I'm looking to get right back in, so I'm gonna see how it acts right now. So we had increasing sell volume, so sellers were still selling off, and now it's barely starting to decrease. So I want to see aggressive buying right now. I'm gonna take it there. I'm back in there at 155. I'm in sales going really green there, so I can see a very nice demand. Makes sense. It's at the 25 on the 30 minute chart right now. So this is a psychological support right now, so that's okay. We're gonna start seeing increasing volume. We're gonna start seeing this stock move higher now, I think. I should have waited because I knew it was gonna pop down, but I bought in case it didn't. So I did take the loss on that, but that's okay. Overall, this is a great trade, so I'm gonna be waiting here. If I have to get stopped out twice, that's okay. Yeah, so we're having increasing volume here. We should see buyers start to take control. They're fighting the sellers right now, and but overall, I can see that buyers are gonna take control here. Had a dump there, so I'm wondering if sellers are getting bored, maybe, or yeah, sellers are getting bored. Maybe something else is moving. But I'm still with this as the play for today. I'm not shaken by any means. I'm definitely waiting on it. Got about 15 minutes left. Some of that 18, 17 minutes, something like that. Yes, we saw that demand there at 155. It seems like there was a big demand of shares, and so I'm assuming that dump there, that must have just been sellers just might have got bored. I mean, if they were holding, like let's say, a lot of people might want to get out at break even, especially if they got in around pre-market time. They might want to get out for break even. So that might have been a big sell off there, but I'm thoroughly convinced this thing is gonna move. So even though it dropped down pretty early, I'm not convinced at all that it's gonna continue. Really trying here. It's really trying to take control and have a bullish move. So that just says that there's a huge war between the buyers and the sellers right now. There's a lot of sellers and there's a lot of buyers. But overall, you can see the pattern of the volume. There was a lot of buys at the beginning, and people that were probably gonna day trade it, they just said, "We'll just get in anyways." Just like me, they just kind of got in, and whatever, that's fine. And it just slowly sold off, which is fine. And now is the actual reversal point. So anyone that's looking to get a really good risk to reward is gonna get in now. So we're gonna start seeing some good buying here, I can imagine. The way that volume is looking. But man, I would have held it. at the price I got in, right at the open, I would have definitely held it. But I have risk management rules. I have to get out at these percent losses. So, and I can always get back in. So if it keeps dipping, that's fine. Especially if I'm convicted in the trade, I'll just get back in. Um, Depending on where there's another support or something like that. So that's perfectly fine. I actually imagined it wouldn't have hit my 5% out, so I would have actually kept it would have reversed before hitting 5%, but it didn't, so that's okay. Looks like sellers are winning again, so that's unfortunate, but it's fine. They can't win for too long, once everybody sells, I mean there's only buyers. So it's not like I'm worried at all. We've got plenty of analytics on our side right now. Yeah, so even though it's breaking, I'm not worried about it. I'm still very strong on my argument. The only problem is the time. Is now I'm running out of time. It's gonna be a little bit later that it's gonna reverse. So I'll end up being profitable on this particular trade, but I might not end up being profitable in this session because of the risk to reward that I got from trying to get it right at the open. Should have done better at that. But this will set me up for being profitable on the day in my second session later in the day. But who knows? It could shoot right up, and I'll end up being profitable on this entire session here. But as of right now, no, I don't think I'm gonna be profitable on this session. I think it's gonna have to end up being on the day once this turns around. A lot of sell volume here. Showing some demand now. If you look at the time in sales, starting to go green, green, green. Showing demand. They got about 12 minutes, so whatever it can do in 12 minutes, I'll take it. That just says, a lot of people are selling off all those huge red volume candles. A lot of people are just getting out of the position. So I'm trying to figure out why. Probably, people are break even from pre-market, so they're just getting out. It seems like. Still holding. I'm not worried about it. The only problem is the time. Like I said, I got about 10 minutes left in this session. But if you actually entered in the morning time and you're gonna hold it throughout the day, this is gonna be a good trade. I can see it. So I would definitely not be worried about it. Um, I just per se got a bad entry on the scalp because I was expecting it to just explode through that resistance point there. Should have definitely waited for it to come down to these support levels. So right about 10 minutes left. So we're inching there. It's gonna make it, but I definitely won't be profitable on this session. I don't think it's gonna run too hard in the time period that I have. I should get profitable on the trade, but this whole session I think is gonna end up being red very slightly because of the way that this action is moving. A lot of red still. There's demand. We're starting to see increasing buy volume now. As you can see, it was decreasing first, and now it's starting to increase. If this candle closes green, yep, there it goes. So we're gonna start to see some increasing volume. I wish it didn't spike up just like that, because that's more than normal buy volume. I wish it would have slowly came up, but that's okay. It can definitely blow all this volume out of the water, you know. So it can, it can make new volume heights. So we'll see. I've just run out of time. We only got about 7 minutes. Wow, look at that time in sales. A lot of demand there. So I think it's gonna make new volume heights for sure. So man, I wasn't running out of time right now. Because it's definitely gonna start moving now. And it's, some people say, oh, break the rules, hold it. Just hold it through your plan. Here's the thing, if I do that, who's to say I'm not gonna do it if it's a bad trade? So it's these rules are here to protect my account, to protect my money. That's the most important thing is being able to survive in the market long enough to see the different aspects of it. Because if you lose all your money, you're not you're no longer able to play the market. Yeah, sure you can paper trade, but the thing about paper trading, it's not as emotionally involving as it is when you're playing with real hard-earned money. So you learn a lot faster when you're playing with real money. So it's imperative that I protect that money as I'm trading. We have good buy volume there. Sell volume is slowly decreasing. I mean, it increased there a little bit. So I'm wondering if anything. Yeah, CYN definitely is moving, which is probably why people are selling off here. They want to get into something else, especially if they're a scalper or a day trader. So all those people are getting out. Um, but what I can think is that if CYN starts dipping, they're gonna look for something else that's moving, and quite possibly could pick Mullen, or they could pick the next leading gainer. Um, see what's Mullen's volume. So Mullen has rather high volume right now. So that's gonna be good for people that are looking to trade it. Man, I totally wish I wasn't running out of time right now. It's about to start moving hard, so that's okay. I have to stick to the rules. About 3 minutes. What can it do in 3 minutes? Hello? What's up?
So what's your plan with Mo? What's up? How
Hey,
high, how high do you expect this to go?
uh,
Bit late.
what did you say?
How high? How high do you expect? How what's the move here for Mulin?
Well, for me, is different than for you, right? So for me, I'm expecting it to go today, probably like 214,
Okay.
$2.
Okay.
Um, yeah, my entry this morning wasn't as good as I'd like. I wish I would have got it around now, but I'm about to have to leave, so I'm gonna end red. So it's a little frustrating, but I have to stick to the plan. So I wish I got a better entry, but yeah, I mean, a lot of some people got in this morning. If you can, if are you watching my screen?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so yeah, people got in this morning. You see this volume? So that's a this one was the highest volume candle out of all of them. So people definitely got in this morning to expect this thing to move. So I'm not worried about it by any means, and we're getting demand now. But a lot of times, um, people will sell the stock if it doesn't move in the morning time. Like you see all these people selling off here. This isn't like one big sell off. So it's not like there was a couple key players. This was just a lot of small players selling off, selling off. Probably day traders or swing traders or something. So I can expect it's definitely going to go back to these heights, which is like 170, 180, and I think it's going to break out for sure. So the breakout move is what I was hoping to catch today, um, especially in the morning time, which is not what happened. So it's probably going to happen later. which I wish I didn't enter, but I ended up entering as soon as the open. I actually got to get out right now because I'm all out of time, but that's okay. And but what's gonna happen is since we had this sell off here, there's gonna be a lot of buying pressure, and it'll slowly move up, which I'm hoping so that my next session, I'll be able to get in at a better time because if it just if it moves and it already breaks out within the day, I don't want to take it next session. It's gonna be gone already. But
When is your next session?
it's at 2:30 right now, so it'll
2:30. What time?
yeah Central Time.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's 30 minutes before the market closes, basically. I have two sessions. One's at market open, 30 minutes after I'm done, and then one's 30 minutes before market close. Same thing. Yeah.
See you then.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. See you later.
All right.
All right, bye. Yeah, so a little disappointing there. I really wish, so stop losses are good. Time management is good as well. Um, it's not like so I don't. It's not like I have to leave. I could sit here all day long, and because I actually have the time to sit here all day long. Believe me, I was doing it, and so I have the time to sit here all day long right now. The problem is that when you do that, the red days are are worse than the green days, especially when you're doing what I'm doing and you're scalping. So I have to be very careful about how much time I'm sitting at the desk, how much time I'm in the trade. I have to be careful about how much money I'm putting in. I have to be careful about when I'm getting out. All these rules. That's why I have these. I'm only allowed to take 10% of my portfolio in each trade, which is rather large if you have a bigger portfolio. Most people wouldn't take 10% of their entire money on a trade. So it's very important that I have bigger size when I'm scalping, um, and especially have a stop loss. And I don't like to put just any stop loss. Here, you know what? I'm still talking, so I'm gonna stay in the call. Sorry, but I don't like to put a bigger stop loss or an actual um I don't want to put an actual hard stop because it's gonna create bad habits in the future of just I'll have the stop loss anyways. I'll just so I don't want to just do that. I want to be paying attention to my trade. So I have a mental stop always 5%. So if anything wants to hit 5%, I'm automatically out. Reason being is because a lot of the times that I'm micro scalping, the stock is probably going to dip down 1%. It might dip down 2%. If it starts going towards 5%, that's probably, that's a different story. It's probably time to get out. If it dips 1%, maybe 2%, especially since I like to trade the breakout, that might be normal, right? The bull flag could still be continuing, so there's no reason to have a stop loss immediately right under my entry because I'm probably going to get stopped out, so it's I'd rather take the slightly bigger loss if it means I'm going to be right 80 or 90% of the time rather than being wrong 80 or 90% of the time and then having extremely, bigger wins. That's a little more emotionally draining for me right now. That's probably the route I want to go in the future. Um, because once you start getting better entries, it no longer will be wrong 89% of the time. When you have bigger and better entries, you'll be able to say, okay, no, this actually is demand here, and you can put a very tight stop. So you can have a 1% You know, you can even have a point 0.5 or 0.05% stop loss or whatever you like. It could be an immediately. If it immediately goes against you, you could automatically want to get out of the position. So that's that's very extreme. If you're able to do that, you're a very good trader. Because if you're bullish, why would you even want it to go against you anyways? So that that's where I want to get. But right now, I have good entries. The problem is they're not perfect. So I want to be able to get the entries there, right? So pretty upset about Mullen this morning. I'm actually almost at my max loss on the day. So if I take one more loss today, I'm gonna be at max loss 100%, and I will no longer be able to trade today. So next session, it's gonna be very very important that I make back the money, and it'll be even more important that I stop after one more loss. And it'll be even more important that that's a small loss because I never want to exceed my max loss. That's a big mistake, right? That's like going in debt basically, and that's not where I want to be. So, um, if you entered at the open on Mullen and you're gonna hold it, good job. You should be able to see it come back to break even. For me, uh, that's not the way I trade. Unfortunately, I'm gonna be taking a loss on this one and waiting for the next session. So until then, cheers. I will see you on the next session, which is gonna be 30 minutes before market close, and then I'm gonna be looking for an entry for the breakout, possibly into pre-market. All right. Thanks for watching. See you later.